Hey everyone, I'm here to talk about The Walking Dead. Now, I have loved The Walking Dead for a while, and I have to say, I am so gonna admit this right off the bat, that when the whole crew met up with the Whisperers and Alpha, I could not stand the character, by the way. I took a break from the show. It was so repetitive, and I just couldn't take the way that Alpha talked. She's so no, I wanted to strangle her. It's like, shut up, you chia pet bitch. Like, oh my god, I could not stand her anymore. So I had to stop watching that for a while. I recently caught up 2 days ago on the most current episode, which is phenomenal, by the way. I'll get back into that, but I want to start from the beginning. I thought the first, I'd say maybe 3 seasons were amazing. This show was different from anything else I'd ever seen. It had that raw cinematic feel to it. It didn't have like these big, huge like actors like some you would figure out from like movies, you know, like, oh, that person's really good, I remember that guy. But you know, they took really for who they were, and they really dug deep to get to the core of the purpose of the character, which you could just feel it. And I have to say, Carol has always been my favorite. I know a lot of people may disagree with me on that, but I just love her. I don't know what it is. Like, she was this broken, battered woman who only lived for her daughter. And then when she found out that Sophia, like that scene, oh my God, when they search for Sophia, and then that scene where they open up the barn and Sophia comes running out as a zombie. Oh my God, that just ripped my heart out. And she's like, so bad. She's like crawling. That she's such a great actress. Oh my gosh, like that scene right there killed me. I thought that was the most epic scene right there that would really grab people and continue to watch. I liked, God, it's been so long since I've seen it. The guy with the hat, the old guy. Dang, I can't forget it. I can't remember his name. Whatever. He had like the tan bucket hat on, and he was an old guy, but he was really cool. He was my second favorite. Everybody liked, you know, Rick, and Rick's okay. We'll get more into that as I keep talking, but Rick is a good character. I could not stand Shane. I was so happy when that guy I could not take him anymore. He was a jealous, thieving jerk. Like, I couldn't stand him. I was just like, please get rid of this guy. Maybe his name was Dale, the old guy. Was it Dale? Don't quote me on that because my memory is not the greatest. But I did like Daryl, and then Daryl and Carol became such a good friendship, brother-sister unit. I was like, yes. That is what kept me watching the show, because number one, Daryl's super duper hot. Let's not be around the bush there. But I really liked his character. His character was don't give a shit attitude, and he's gonna do what he has to do. And him and Rick made a really good team. I liked Carl up and down. He became a little clingy and a little annoying, but not that bad. You know, after a while, the seasons just kind of bled into each other, where they kept walking, dialogue, walking. Okay, here's a new enemy. You know, it just kind of like didn't separate itself to be like the first few people were cool. But then you got into the governor, and I just could not wait for, like, there's so many opportunities to kill that guy, and I was so mad that nobody took any. They just kept giving him chance after chance. And that was one thing I didn't like about Rick. He's like, well, we'll be friends. Like, no, Rick, this guy's a complete and total, like, just kill this guy. He is going to take over, and look what happened. So the only time that it actually picked back up was when Negan came in. And yes, Jeffrey Dean Morgan is a powerful actor, but his character was so awesome because he had balls, you know? He brought the show back. He gave it CPR and brought it back to life, in my opinion. I felt that he really leveled up on Rick, which I felt like Rick always thought he was like the guy, the main man, whatever. And when he sent Carol away when they were living in that prison, it's like, excuse me, she was trying to burn those people because she was trying to stop everything. You send her away, but it's okay for you to teach Carl how to kill. Okay, you're double standarding yourself, idiot. Like, no. get rid of this guy. I was so mad at Rick when he sent Carol away. But when Carol came back and Daryl ran over, oh my God, I just love that Rick Nuno was like, yes, this is where it's supposed to be. I know Negan, you love to hate him. You really do. And then, you know, recently you learn his story, which, I mean, that's fine. We can learn about Negan. I know everybody always has a backstory and they want to get into it. I just don't think it needs to be a whole episode long. You know, I mean, I feel like they just kind of beat around the bush a lot of times. They have like these 90-minute episodes about Morgan, I think that was his name, and his stick. It's like, why is this 90 episodes or 90 minutes? Like, it just doesn't need to be like that. You can get to it like that. But all in all, I like the story of Negan. Not really that bad. When the Whisperers, let me just say, I couldn't stand Alpha. I wanted to like strangle her, and why didn't anybody kill her? And I love the cat and mouse game between her and Carol. Oh my God, that was just amazing, because Carol is so savage, you know, and I want her to really show that side of her. I want the savage Carol to come out and really like rip the lady's face off. But you know, I mean, then Carol had a deal with Negan after the dust settled, and she was like setting Negan up to set Alpha up to kill her, and I love that. I thought that was so good, because Carol, like I said, she's so savage, and she's like, that's my babe right there. But I just love it. She's like always one step ahead, and I feel like nobody gave her the time of day. And it's like, oh, don't underestimate her. Daryl don't. So I really like that. I felt like that was so awesome for her to take that leap. You know, and then you get Maggie back in. It's like, where the hell has she been? And then Maggie comes in. Okay, granted, I'd be mad at Negan too. Like, no doubt. But if you're gonna welcome him back into like your thing and let him play, you got to play nice. Either you kill him, get it over with, or you play nice. Period. So whatever. So I was so happy when they took down Alpha. I was like, thank God that freaking thing is gone. And let me tell you, the Whisperers, they're like a sad, sorry sack of shit. Like, they're like mental asylum rejects. They are so like, ugh, like brush your teeth and floss every once in a while. Oh, and let me tell you, that guy Beta, I swear throughout the whole thing, I'm like, he didn't take his mask off until like the kind of like very end of his character. But I swore that was Opie from Sons of Anarchy. I'm like, damn, that guy, like the way how tall he was, his jaw, like the way he sounded. I'm like, that's Opie. I'm telling you. And then I IMDb'd. I'm like, yep, I'm right. And then I got to the episode where he took his mask off. I'm like, yep, I knew it. Anyway, the cave scene where Alpha and the Whisperers put Daryl and like a couple other people and Carol, and they got into that cave, and that was so good. I wish more episodes were like that, because that was very very thrilling, very like anticipatory. Like it just, you kept watching it, you know. And I just loved how like every little second, every little slip could have been somebody's life. And I just loved how that played out. And I just felt like that was what this show needs more of, was that. Oh my God, it was just amazing. Then we get to Michonne. I love Michonne. She's such a badass. Season 10, episode 13, where she trips out on acid because that guy gives her like acid in her food. I have to say, that was really interesting, because they took her on a completely opposite side of the spectrum, and she was on Negan's side, and then she went after Rick, and it was just so cool to see the mirror flipped. I thought that was such an interesting take, even though it really didn't have any purpose to like anything. I just thought it was different. Finally give the show a little bit of difference and make it more, not that it's not watchable, but it's just this, it just kind of dragged on to be the same thing. They're walking, they're talking, talking. And then they run into this guy or this woman that's like this big crazy lunatic that likes to eat them, shoot at them, cut their heads off, whatever. Okay, get something different in there. So that's why I liked that episode. I thought it was really, really awesome. But I have to talk about the most recent episode from season 11, episode 6, The Dead on the Inside. Oh my God. This is what I feel this whole series should be. was this butt clenching, like fearful, you start to sweat because you're looking for the next thing to happen. They have this house that they have like these peepholes, and they have, you know, the one girl gets trapped inside the walls and she can't hear, and that's like the best thing because they're sneaking up on her. And then, you know, oh my god, my butt is clenching right now because it's like such a, like, I don't know, I don't like things that crawl or like crab walk because it reminds me of The Exorcist. Anything that has like a sinister crawl like encased in it, that's a big butt cheek clencher for me. Like, I'm like, ah! You know, like I actually was like, ah, ah, ah! Like I loved it. It was so good because it held that scare tactic, and it held like, what the heck is going on in this house? Who are these people? Why are they crawling the floor? Why are they dirty? Why are they trying to eat these people? Like, it was just so much in one episode that off the bat was my favorite episode out of every episode to be had in the series. I just felt like it was just so, it was so intense, and I loved it because you don't get that. You know, it's very dialogue and very, okay, well, we'll go hunt this and shoot that person. Oh god, are they gonna die? No, they're not gonna die. They're too big of a character, and you know this. But that episode was just so good, and I wish that there was more of that. And I feel like even though this is coming to an end, I'm sad to say that this episode was in the last season, and I wish they could have just brought this up more. I think that it would have saved, not that there's not like diehard Walking Dead fans out there, and I was into the show for a while, but I just feel like when you get, like, I love scary things and I love horror films and things like that. So if you have that, you add a little dash of that into everything else, it makes it scarier. And there was no walkers that made it scary to me in that episode because it was all these people and you don't see their faces and they crawl around and this girl can't hear, so she doesn't know what's going on. It was very, it just pumped you up, and I wish there was more of that. The show is going to take its like bazillion breaks, and there's supposed to be 24 episodes, so when everything comes to a head, I'm already at episode 6 of season 11, so when it concludes, I'll come back and I'll talk about it from there. But right now, this is where we're at. I hope you have like a really good twistful ending and things will get answered, hopefully. I'm not really sure so what's gonna happen, but hopefully it'll be something really epic and something that will make the show memorable instead of people just walking around. And I know it's supposed to deal with everyday life in an apocalypse, and it's not gonna be this whole big, you know, interesting thing every episode. Totally fine. But to incorporate more of the scare tactic would have been something that I would have enjoyed earlier on, and maybe like dashed and like spread out throughout the seasons. But as of right now, it is what it is. I love to talk about movies and films. Such a big movie person. Hopefully I can get on here and do more videos about all that type of stuff. But I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.